Okay, as always, we're going to start off with Colossians 3 and 17. Giving all praise and glory to the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Colossians 3:17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. So all that we say and do is going to be in the name of the anointed Savior. We give all praise and glory to the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He said that's his name forever, the memorial to all generations. So today we're gonna go into Genesis, the 37th chapter, and we're gonna start at verse 1. Genesis 37 and 1. And all that we say and do will be in the name of the anointed Savior, giving praise and glory to the Most High. Genesis 37 and 1. And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger, in the land of Canaan. These are the generations of Jacob, who was the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren. And the lad was with the sons of Bilhah, and with the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. So Joseph had 4 wives, and Bilhah and Zilpah were Leah's and Rachel's handmaids, who Jacob married. And they had sons by him. All 4 women had sons by our forefather Jacob. It's just letting us know that Joseph, he was 17 years old and was feeding the flock with his brethren, and the lad was with the sons of Bilhah and with the sons of Zilpah, the sons that Bilhah had and the sons that Zilpah had, his father's wives. And Joseph brought unto his father their evil report. So Joseph brought the evil report that the sons of Bilhah and the sons of Zilpah gave him. Now Israel loved Joseph. Israel represents Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age. And he made him a coat of many colors. So our forefather Israel, he loved Joseph more than any of the other sons, because he had him in his old age. And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him and could not speak peacefully unto him. So once they knew, his brothers, that's why I said we come from a real messed up family. You're going to find out. His brothers knew that their father Israel loved Joseph more than them. They hated him and could not speak peacefully unto him. Every time they spoke to him, they spoke raunchy to him, real hardcore to him, because they hated him. And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. So he dreamed a dream, and he went telling his brothers, because, he don't have this hatred. It's a lot of times, you want to be brothers, even with our non-biological brothers. That's in the truth. You want to be brothers, but they don't like you. But Joseph was cool. He was like, you all right with me? So he told the dream to his brethren, the ones that hated him. Got to watch out for this, because people don't like you. And just like here, they hated him, but he still was brotherly to them. But they hated him. And check it out. These are examples we got to go by to inform you, to enlighten you, to know who we dealing with, really. Verse 5, and Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. He told his brothers, and they hated him that the more. That's why the Most High tell us, you know, whether you know or not, whether you hear or forbear, sometimes you have to operate in this way of Romans 16 and 17. It say, now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which you have learned, and avoid them. So some people you have to avoid, because whether you know or not, when the book is closed, they ain't right. They're not right. And you see here, his own biological brothers hated him. And he had a dream, he told it to his brother, and they hated him even more. You see? So that's division and offenses. They offended, why? Because Joseph was loved by his father Israel more than them. And he made him this colorful coat. And they hated him for it. And it could be any reason why somebody could hate you, not like you. Or me or anyone else. Not a justified reason, but it still could be that they don't like you, like us. So listen, that's why I say, now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause division and offenses contrary to the doctrine which you have learned, and avoid them, because you should be learning how to love the Most High with all your heart, mind, and soul, and strength, and love thy neighbor as thyself. And when you look at yourself, you feel good about yourself, you're supposed to love your people. Most High said in Romans 9:13, Jacob have I loved. So he loved us. So who are you not to love your brethren? Or, you know, you have all these problems, you better be justified, because we all going to meet the judgment seat of a Mashiach Yahushua. It says, for they that are such serve not our power of Mashiach Yahushua, but their own belly. They ain't serving the Mashiach Yahushua, but their own belly. And by good words and fair speeches speak very well. Oh, they teach good. I hear people say, oh, they teach good. They're good teachers. Oh, yeah, they dropping it. Because you listen who you are. For they that are such serve not our power of Mashiach Yahushua, but their own belly, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple. So he call you simple. So here we are looking at this unjustified hatred against Joseph for no reason. Joseph hadn't did anything. What did he do that made his father love him more, except for it told you that he loved him because he had him in his older age. Our Russian was already there, already here. He had Joseph in his older age. I said that's why he loved him. Because he had a baby at an older age. And he had Benjamin after Joseph. So he wasn't the baby. Benjamin was the baby. So it says, continuing in Genesis 37, verse 5, and Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. What did he do? He ain't did nothing. And he said unto them, hear, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamed. Now you hear the dream that he dreamed. For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheaf arose, and also stood upright, and behold, your sheaves stood round about and made obedience to my sheep. See? What he's saying? That they were binding sheaves in the field. And their sheaves made obedience to his sheaves. Like bowing down to his, giving him, you know, his sheep the honor and prestige and uplifting and exaltation. And remember, they already hate him. It said, and his brethren said to him, shall thou indeed reign over us? Say, are you going to reign over us? That what you trying to tell us? He just telling them the dream. You understand? He just telling them, this is what I dreamed. So they got an attitude. They already hate him. They got an attitude like he made himself dream the dream that the Most High showing him. And his brethren said to him, shalt thou indeed reign over us? Or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us? And they hated him yet the more for his dreams and for his words. See? Hatred, hatred, hatred. And he dreamed yet another dream, and told it his brethren, and said, behold, I have dreamed a dream more. And behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to me. That's the sun and the moon and 11 stars made obeisance to him, to Joseph. And he told it to his father and his brethren. And his father rebuked him and said unto him, what is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee, to the earth? Say, what is this? What are you talking about? He just dreamed a dream. But they said, hey, his daddy saying what? Shall me and your mom and your 11 brothers come and bow down to you? And his brother envied him. They hated him, now they envy him. But his father observed the same. He started thinking about what he said from what was given to him in a dream. You see, that's why, see, the sons are off. They're going off. But Israel is considering in his mind what he dreamed. After he rebuked him, afterward he thought about it. Because Job 33:14, get that. Job 33:14. For the Most High speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth it not. See, man don't, he speak once, yea, twice, man don't perceive it. That's why he come back and say, in a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction. Tell them what to do. In a dream, he openeth the ears of men to hear what he wants them to do, and sealeth their instruction, that he may withdraw man from his purpose, and hide pride from man. See? So he show you things in a dream. Genesis 37:11. And his brethren envied him, but his father observed the same, what he was saying. And his brother went to feed their father's flock in Shechem. And Israel said unto Joseph, do not thy brethren feed the flock in Shechem? Come, and I will send thee unto them. And he said to him, here am I. And he said to him, go, and I pray thee, see whether it be well with thy brethren, and well with the flocks, and bring me word again. So he sent him out of the vale of Hebron, and he came to Shechem. So, mind you, Joseph got to continually be in his brother's faces that hate him and envy him now. And they talking bad to him, talking down to him. But he still have to deal with him. His father gave him an order. Verse 15. And a certain man found him, and behold, he was wandering in the field. And the man asked him, saying, what seekest thou? What you looking for? And he said, I seek my brethren. Tell me, I pray thee, where they feed their flocks. And the man said, they are departed hence, for I heard them say, let us go to Dothan. And Joseph went after his brethren, and found them in Dothan. And when they saw him afar off, even before he came near unto them, they conspired against him to slay him. Hear that? They seen him at a distance, and they conspired to slay him, to kill him, to kill him. And they said one to another, behold, this dreamer cometh. They hate him, they envy him. That's why, don't get it twisted. A lot of y'all coming to the truth, or you've been in the truth, and you think everybody's cool. No, everybody ain't cool. This our foreparents. That's what Most High said in 1 John 3 and 10. In this, the children of the Most High are manifest, and the children of the devil. Hear that? Say, in this, the children of the Most High are manifest, and the children of the devil. Whosoever doeth not righteousness is not of the Most High, neither he that loveth not his brother. That's clear. For this is the message that ye heard from the beginning, that we should love one another. See? Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, allowed Satan to get into him. Like you reading about Joseph's brothers allowing Satan to get into them. They are that wicked one too. Allowing Satan to get into their minds. To slay their brothers. They see him far off. Here come this dreamer. Let's kill him. Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one and slew his brother. He actually killed his brothers. Cain did kill Abel. And wherefore slew he him? Because his own works were evil and his brothers righteous. See? Marvel not, my brother, if the world hates you. So hey, he said, don't be concerned that the world hates you. We know that we have passed from death unto life, because we love the brethren. He that loveth not his brother abideth in death. See? Whoso hateth his brother is a murderer. See? You hate your brother, you a murderer. And you know that no murderer have eternal life abiding in him. So going back to where we at in Genesis 37. Genesis 37 and 18. And when they saw him, who was Joseph, afar off, from a distance, even before he came near unto them, before he even reached them, they conspired against him to slay him. They conspired against Joseph to kill him. And they said one to another, behold, this dreamer cometh. Come now therefore and let us slay him. Come now therefore let us kill him and cast him into some pit. And we will say, some evil beast have devoured him. And we shall see what will become of his dreams. See? Look at St. John 8:44. This to Israelites, not to no other nations. This to the Israelites. Mashiach Yahushua called them out. Wicked Israelites. Murderers, because they hate their brother. Look. St. John 8:44. Ye are your father the devil, and the lust of your father you would do. What was he? He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speak of a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. See? Because I tell you the truth, ye believe me not. See? What did Joseph do? Nothing. He just following the truth. Being obedient to his father and dealing with his wicked brothers that want to kill him. Trying to come up with a way to kill him. This our dysfunctional family. This is where we came from. Israelites. Look at verse 20 of Genesis 37 chapter. Say, come now, therefore, and let us slay him. Let us kill him. Let's kill him. Their own brother. And cast him into some pit. And we will say, some evil beast have devoured him. and we shall see what will become of his dreams. See? Go to the commandment. Exodus 20 and 16. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. See? I mean, you ain't supposed to lie. They plotting to lie. So they're going to throw him in a pit and say some evil beast killed him. Verse 21 of Genesis, the 37th chapter. And Reuben heard it, and he delivered him out of their hands and said, let us not kill him. It was getting ready to kill him. It was getting ready to do it. And Reuben heard it and said, let us not kill him. And Reuben said unto them, shed no blood, but cast him into this pit that is in the wilderness, and lay no hand upon him, that he might rid him out of their hands, to deliver him to his father again. And it came to pass, when Joseph was come unto his brethren, that they stripped Joseph out of his coat of many colors that was on him, just the coat that Israel had made him. In verse 3. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his brethren, because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors. Verse 23. It came to pass, when Joseph was coming to his brethren, that they stripped Joseph out of his coat of many colors that was on him, that his father Israel had made him. And they took him and cast him into a pit, and the pit was empty. There was no water in it. Just threw him in a big hole. There was no water in it. This are dysfunctional family, Hebrew Israelites. And they sat down to eat bread, and they lifted up their eyes and looked, and behold, a company of Ishmaelites came from Gilead with their camels, bearing spicery and balm and myrrh, going to carry it down to Egypt. These are the Arabs today, Ishmaelites. And Judah said unto his brethren, what profit is it if we slay our brother, we kill our brother, and conceal his blood? Because they standing around talking about killing him. So Judah said, hey, what profit is we kill our brother Joseph and spill his blood? He says, come and let us sell him to the Ishmaelites, and let not our hand be upon him. For he is our brother and our flesh, and his brethren were content. He said, oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea, man. Let's sell him to the Arabs, to the Ishmaelites. They're on their way to Egypt. The first sign of slavery, right here. Then they passed by Midianites, merchantmen, and they drew and lifted up Joseph out of the pit and sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites, to the Arabs, for 20 pieces of silver. And they brought Joseph into Egypt. So they sold Joseph, their brother, for 20 pieces of silver. And they sold Joseph into Egypt. Verse 29. And Reuben returned unto the pit, and behold, Joseph was not in the pit. And he rent his clothes, he tore his clothes for sadness. And he returned unto his brethren and said, the child is not, and I, whither shall I go? And they took Joseph's coat and killed a kid of the goats and dipped the coat in the blood. Look at them. I mean, this is premeditated lying murder. So they taking his coat that Israel done made him. They killed a kid of the goats and dipped all the blood in the coat, on the coat. Dipped the coat in the blood. And they sent the coat of many colors, and they brought it to their father, and said, This have we found. Know now whether it be thy son's coat or no. Not our brother's coat, but your son that you love, coat or not. We found this with all this blood on it. Listen to what they said. And they sent the coat of many colors, and they brought it to their father. This cold-blooded. But this our ancestors, who we all come from. Except for you, if you come from Joseph. And they brought it to their father and said, all 11 brothers agreed upon this madness, this evil, this lie, this wickedness, dysfunctional family. And they sent the coat of many colors, and they brought it to their father and said, This have we found. Know now whether it be thy son's, whether it be your son's coat or no. Not our brother's coat. But do you know if it's your son's coat or not? And he knew it. And said, because he'd have made it. He made it for Joseph. And he knew it and said, It is my son's coat. An evil beast have devoured him. Joseph without doubt rent in pieces. And Jacob rent his clothes and put sackcloth upon his loins and mourned for his son many days. So look, now they know that they done lied to our forefather Jacob. He's in sorrow. Not only have they got rid of Joseph, but they looking at their father be in sorrow, crying for days, mourning for days, sad for days, overwhelmed for days, over this lie they didn't perpetrate it. That's why I said when you know what you know, when you know what you know, then you look at our people like, what? How you gonna come out? How you really gonna come out? You gonna be real or you gonna be Memorex, as they say? You gonna be plastic or you gonna be real? And all his sons and all his daughters rose up to comfort him. But he refused to be comforted. And he said, For I will go down into the grave unto my son mourning. Thus his father wept for him. He said, man, I'm going to go to the grave still mourning for Joseph. This big lie. I say, you are your father, the devil. The sons of Satan, the sons of the devil. Seeing their father lying. And all 11 of them, nobody done gave in to say, oh man, we lied to you. All 11 sons withheld this lie. And all the moms, all his wives, and the daughter Dinah, everybody crying and mourning over Joseph. And all 11 of them looking at it, all of them crying. Not only, you got to think about, not only our forefather Jacob, but his wives and the only sister we had, Dinah, they mourning right with their father and with their husband. Bunch of dysfunctional family members. Listen, verse 36. You don't tell him how long. He said he's going to go down to his grave mourning for his son Joseph. What he's saying is going to kill him. That's how bad it hurt him. And the Midianites sold him into Egypt unto Potiphar. So these Arabs sold them to the Egyptians under Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh's and captain of the guard. Chapter 38 of Genesis. And it came to pass at that time that Judah went down from his brethren and turned into a certain Adulamite, whose name was Harah. And Judah saw there a daughter of a certain Canaanite, whose name was Shua. And he took her and went in unto her. And she conceived, meaning she got pregnant, and bare a son, and he called his name And she conceived again, and bare a son, and she called his name Onan. And she yet again conceived, and bare a son, and called his name Shelah. And he was of Shazib when she bare him. She was at, and he was at Shazib when she bare him. And Judah took a wife for his firstborn, whose name was Tamar. Because we were able to set up marriages as the parents. Judah took a wife for his firstborn, whose name was Tamar. And Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of the Most High, and the Most High slew him. So he was wicked in the sight of the Most High killed him. And Judah said unto Onan, Go in unto thy brother's wife, and marry her, and raise up seed to thy brother. So he told him to go unto his brother's wife to raise up seed for his brother. That was the law. If your brother died and he didn't bear any children, then the brother would have to go into his brother that died's wife to bear seed, and that would be his brother that died child, or name would be upon that child to continue the lineage of his brother. But see, it's just you're looking at a lot of we want to elevate ourselves in many ways, but we got to keep it real, and so that you know where we come from and how we try to clean ourselves up now in the most wicked times of all to make it to the kingdom. Let's say the righteous scarcely gonna make it to the kingdom. So let's look at the law. Deuteronomy 25 and 5. If brethren dwell together, and one of them die, and have no child, the wife of the dead shall not marry without unto a stranger. The wife of her husband dying shall not marry outside of the family to a stranger. Her husband's brother shall go in unto her and take her to him to wife, and perform the duty of an husband's brother unto her. This is the law. The duty of a husband's brother unto her. If his brother died, was married to this woman, and had not bear seed from this woman, then the brother was supposed to take his brother's woman and marry her and lay with her to bring forth children. Listen. And it shall be, verse 6, and it shall be that the firstborn which she beareth shall succeed in the name of the brother which is dead, that his name be not put out of Israel. See? That's the law. And if the man like not to take his brother's wife, then let his brother's wife go up to the gate unto the elders, and say, My husband's brother refuses to raise up unto him, to his brother, a name in Israel, he will not perform the duty of my husband's brother. Then the elders of this city shall call him, the one that refused to raise up seed for his brother and go into his brother's wife, or have sex with his brother's wife until she conceived. Then the elders of his city, verse 8, shall call him and speak unto him, and if he stand to it and say, I like not to take her, then shall his brother's wife come unto him in the presence of the elders, and loose his shoe from off his foot, and spit in his face, and shall answer and say, so shall it be done unto that man that will not build up his brother's house. And his name shall be called in Israel, the house of him that has his shoe loosed. See? So she loosed his shoelaces off his foot and spit in his face, because he wouldn't bring forth son or a lineage for his brother's name to continue. So far beyond where we at today, right? Because we in the kingdoms that don't follow the laws of the Most High. And if you follow the laws of the Most High, they think something wrong with you. Because most of the people have been Edomanized, following the system that has been set up. And they say, oh, we got to follow the law of the land, so the law of the land says you can't do it. So the law of the Most High says this, so who's right and who's wrong? So Genesis 38 and 8. And Judah said unto Onan, go in unto thy brother's wife, and marry her, because sexual intercourse represents marriage, if it's an agreement between a man and a woman. And raise up seed to thy brother. Raise up children for your brother that died. And Onan knew that the seed should not be his. He knew that the baby's not going to be his. And it came to pass, when he went in unto his brother's wife, when he had sex with her, that he spilled it on the ground. He poured out. When the king got ready to come, he poured out, and the sperm went on the ground. Lest that he should give seed to his brother. So rather than impregnate her with his sperm, with copulation, he poured out, and the sperm went on the ground when he was having sex with her. Because, you know, you can have sex, it don't mean the first time you have sex that she gonna get pregnant. So that's what he's doing. Every time he just pulling out. When it's time to come, he pull out. Verse 10, and the thing which he did displeased the Most High, wherefore he slew him also. The thing that he did displeased the Most High, so he killed him. You gotta look at this. Now, one of those copulations would have brought forth seed, because the spirit come from the man. It come from the Most High, but it goes into the man. When you look at Psalm 17 and 14, from men which are thy hand, O Most High, from men of the world which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasures. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. So that's why in a man's stomach or belly is full of children. That's why a woman to get pregnant without the man's sperm, many sperms, right? And one of them impregnate what? The egg. Because if she don't release no egg, ain't nothing happening. So just going in one time, she might not get pregnant. Just like you have sex, whoever you hopefully you with your woman, having sex, you're not no whoremonger or whatever, they don't get pregnant every time you hit it. Every time you hit it, you gotta boom, boom, and then sometime, there is a time that she don't get pregnant, but that time that the Most High say, now I'm bringing forth a spirit through this man to that woman. That's why it says. We just read the law. He's supposed to go into her to bring forth children, but he was pulling out of her and letting the sperm spill on the ground. That could be something you're looking at like, shoot, right now in this world they use rubbers. But sometimes you got to use a rubber because you young brothers and sisters, because brothers and sisters full of diseases and so forth. But then is it right or wrong? It's wrong. I mean, the Most High, because you can't bring forth a seed. What if he wanted that seed to come through and you got a rubber on, so therefore it can't come through? That's why look what happened. And the thing which he did displeased the Most High, wherefore he slew him also. So this world is so jacked up now, you don't know what you're going to get. But because he was pulling out and letting the sperm go on the ground, the Most High killed him. Verse 11. Then said Judah to Tamar, his daughter-in-law, remain a widow at thy father's house till Shelah, my son, be grown. Say, wait till my other son, Shelah, be grown. For he said, lest peradventure or perhaps he die also, as his brethren did. And Tamar went and dwelt in her father's house. So she stayed in her father's house, waiting on his other son, Shelah, to be old enough for Judah to say, okay, now you can have him. Verse 12, in the process of time, the daughter of Sheol, Judah's wife, died. And Judah was comforted and went up unto his sheep shearers to Timnah, he and his friend Harah the Adulamite. And it was told Tamar, saying, behold, thy father-in-law goeth up to Timnah to shear his sheep. And she put her widow's garments off from her, and covered her with a veil, and wrapped herself, and sat in an open place. So she put her widow's garment off of her, and dressed herself up, and put a veil over her face. You know how they put them, how you see the Ishmaelites or the Arab women wearing that veil over their face. All you see is the eyes. You don't see who it is under that face, under that veil. And she went and sat. That's right, dysfunctional family that we are, you hearing about it. So she knowing that Judah is gone in a place to shear his sheep, so she's put herself in a place where he'll have to see her as he goes by. And she put her widow's garments, verse 14, off from her, and covered her with a veil. So she covering her face up, and wrapped herself, and sat in an open place, which is by the way to Timnath. For she saw that Shelah was grown. She said, hey, he's grown. And Judah haven't given his son, as he said he would do, to me. And she was not given unto him to wife. She's seeing this. When Judah saw her, he thought her to be an harlot. He thought her to be a woman of the street, a prostitute, because she had covered her face. So that was one sign that the prostitutes did, the harlots did. They covered their face. And he turned unto her by the way and said, go to, I pray thee, let me come in unto thee. Let me have some of you. Let me have sex with you. For he knew not that she was his daughter-in-law. He didn't know that who he's talking to there was his daughter-in-law. Mind you, she done covered herself up in deceit too. And she said, what wilt thou give me that thou mayest come in unto me? Say, what you gonna give me that you may have sex with me? You know, because a prostitute, you know, they out there for that money. And he said, I will send thee a kid from the flock. And she said, wilt thou give me a pledge till thou send it? He said, I'm going to send you a kid from the flock. But she's saying, give me something that I can hold until you send this kid to me. A goat, baby goat. And he said, what pledge shall I give thee? And she said, thy signet, and thy bracelets, and thy staff that is in thine hand. And he gave it her, and came in unto her, and she conceived by him. He went into her, had sex with her. She got pregnant by Judah. And she arose and went away, and laid by her veil from her, and put on the garments of her widowhood. Went back to where she was at with her widowhood, from two of his sons dying that she was married to. And Judah sent the kid by the hand of his friend, the Adulamite, to receive his pledge from the woman's hand, get his stuff back that he had given her. But he found her not. He couldn't find her. Then he asked the men of that place, saying, where's the harlot that was openly by the wayside? And they said, there was no harlot in this place. And he returned to Judah and said, I cannot find her. And also the men of the place said that there was no harlot in this place. Ain't no harlot in this place. What are you talking about? And Judah said, let her take it to her, lest we be shamed. Behold, I send this kid, and thou hast not found her. And it came to pass about 3 months after, 3 months later, that it was told Judah, saying, tomorrow thy daughter-in-law hath played the harlot. And also, behold, she is with child by whoredom. So it came to Judah, said, your daughter-in-law done played the harlot, and she's with child by playing as a harlot, as a whore. Remember, because she's supposed to be waiting on Shelah, Judah's son, who was grown, but Judah haven't given her his son yet. And she done went in at Judah and had sex with Judah and got pregnant. And now it's coming to Judah telling him, hey man, she pregnant. So in their minds, he done played the harlot, because she's supposed to be married to Shelah, and everybody knew that she waiting to be married to Shelah, but now here she is pregnant. And it came to pass after 3 months after, verse 24, that it was told Judah, saying, tomorrow thy daughter-in-law hath played the harlot. She done went out there and been a hoe, man. She done become a prostitute. And also, behold, she is with child by whoredom. She done brought forth, you know, bring forth a seed of somebody else besides Shelah. And Judah said, bring her forth and let her be burnt. Bring her forth and burn her up. Wow. Wow. When she was brought forth, she sent to her father-in-law, saying, by the man whose these are, am I with child. She had all the things that Judah had given her, and said, by the man who these things belong to, this is who I'm with child by. And she said, discern, I pray thee, whose are these? The signet, the bracelets, and the staff. She have just what she asked for him to give her, to have sex with her, to come into her. So she have Judah's signet his staff, and his bracelets. And said, this is who I'm pregnant by, who these things belong to. And Judah acknowledged them and said, she hath been more righteous than I. So and Judah acknowledged them, and said, she hath been more righteous than I, because that I gave her not to Shelah my son. And he knew her again no more. See? Say she more righteous than he was. See how tables turn? When he found out it was his, it was him. See, that's why I said a dysfunctional family we come from. Now she gonna have seed of the family one way or another. So she like looking at Shelah. He ain't, and she getting older. And Judah didn't give Shelah to her, his son. And he's old enough to be with her. So he said, I'll get Judah. Verse 27, and it came to pass in the time of her travail, meaning her time to have the baby, that behold, twins in her womb. She had twins in her womb. It came to pass when she travailed that the one put out his hand, and the midwife took and bound upon his hand a scarlet thread, saying, this came out first. So the one came out, head first, but his hand came out of her womb. So they put a red thread on it and said, this came out first. It came to pass, as he drew back his hand, that behold, his brother came out. And she said, how hast thou broken forth? This breach be upon thee. Therefore his name was called Pharez. His name was called Pharez. And afterward came out his brother that had the scarlet thread upon his hand. And his name was called Zerah. So look, this is where we coming from. Dysfunctional family. Wow. Genesis 39:1.